Hello everybody, this will be your Module 6 introduction, and Module 6 will consist of your test this week, your midterm exam. Your midterm exam will be made available to you throughout the week, but you will have a 2-hour time block to complete it. I'll throw out another announcement to clarify it, but what will happen is you'll have access to the exam for 2 hours. You have to complete it within that window. Once you're done, that's it. And then the exam will be obviously turned in as an assignment and will be graded. So that is what Module 6 will consist of. I will do a little pre-briefing right now on possible topics for the midterm. Most of them you should know or should have by now, either by the PowerPoints or from information exchanged, but we will talk about it a little bit. Also, I want to tell everybody good job on the papers. The first public interest and ethics essays are really good. I did send an announcement on that, but I thought everybody did a pretty good job. Just a reminder, let's stick to the format as the syllabus indicated, specifically with the 12-point type and the format itself, reference page at the last, etc. So all in all, pretty good though. Pretty good papers, and we have them turned around. They are posted so you can see your grade. Your next essay will be the change management essay, and I'll get that turned around a little quicker for you. I was a little bit out of town last week, as I told a few of you. So hopefully we'll get that squared away. Also, keep up the good work. I know the discussion board's been going pretty good. There's some discussions I still need to review. And you have your new discussion for Module 5. I gave you a couple of extra days to make your first entries because I posted it late. So we had some technical difficulties here with Blackboard, which some of you are aware of. But no worries. Let's work on it this week, okay? So for Module 6 will be your midterm exam. As I explained previously, it'll be a 2-hour block that you'll have to do it. Most of your test should be about 1 hour and 50 minutes total in length, but I'll give you an extra 10 minutes to work that. So you should be familiar with some of the terms we've discussed over the last several weeks. You should understand what new public management means, specifically since we've talked about that as a new paradigm shift in management. It's been the core of what the McNabb book has been around about, so you may want to concentrate on that. You should know some of the objectives that the federal government put down with their presidential management agenda, some of the things the federal government's trying to do to transform their organizations. Be familiar with that. Be familiar with terms like must-be vision. Understand when transformation in government began to take place, when it started to change, especially at the federal level. That's where some of the emphasis is, though we do talk in Kaminsky about a more world view. But when you read McNabb, it's mostly, if you look at some of the case studies, it's federal in nature. Understand what new public service is. Understand the different type of changes. Some of the PowerPoints I had highlighted areas like situational change, transactional leadership, organizational culture, leadership. Understand them terms as you study for your test. Should understand that government organizations are categorized in certain types of way they work. So understand that. Be familiar with the ICMA Code of Ethics. I've pushed that quite heavily in this class, and I continue to push that. Be familiar with the ICMA Code of Ethics. As I told you, probably the first module is always have a copy with you in the workplace or at home or someplace that's readily accessible. Understand how teams work, management teams, different teams that collaborate and work together in a working group environment. What a self-directed team may be, what some of these other teams do and how they interrelate with each other. Know some of the history of some of our founding fathers in scientific management, and specifically in public administration and how the public does its business. So be familiar with some of the theories also of what motivates people, some of the theories that are out there of how people actually work. Understand conceptually, and this was on this last module about from a more of a worldview perspective, global perspective, is what is outsourcing. Now you can talk about it at the federal level. It's talked about a lot in McNabb, but also Kaminsky talks about outsourcing from a more worldview, and understand what that means. Understand what competitive sourcing means versus outsourcing. These are terms you're going to continually hear throughout management in your careers. Understand what some of the organizations are. There's a European organization that you may be familiar with from your reading. Be familiar with that group. Understand what PPPs are, public-private partnerships. Understand what they are. And the different theories in leadership are always important. You should look at your test. There'll be some multiple choice, some define the subjects, and then you'll have 4 essay questions that you'll have to complete. So if you've been doing the reading, been doing the PowerPoints, you've been in the discussion pretty heavily, you should do well on this test. And you have 2 hours to complete it. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to call or email me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.